Hey guys, Ryan Talks Football here, back with the third instalment video today. As you've probably seen, I've already uploaded the Premier League and Championship. If you haven't watched them ones yet, they have all gone up at the same time as well as this one. Please check them down below. Or on the channel, just go scroll back and they should be somewhere around here where you can watch them through. But this is literally going to be a two-part because it's going to be League 1 and League 2 on the same video because I don't want to keep downloading separate videos for each one. So we're going to have a look at both. See where each team lies, see who's going to be in the race for all three things in the table, and let's get on with the video. So we start off with League 1. There are currently 4 sides in the race for automatic promotion, that being, so obviously there was a few games last night, as I'm recording this on the Wednesday afternoon. Plymouth beat Accrington 2-0 to go to top of League 1. And Sheffield Wednesday and Barnsley played out a 6-goal thriller, with Barnsley ending Sheffield Wednesday's 23-game unbeaten run in the process, beating them by 4 goals to 2. Now, obviously, I mentioned Ipswich Town are in the mix as well. So it's very hard to sort of predict who's going to play what. Looking at Plymouth's fixtures towards the end of this season, I've got a very easy run in. They've got to play. I don't think they've got anybody really left to play that's in the playoff push. As for the other 3, they've all still got to play teams in and around them. Now, I know Barnsley and Ipswich are still yet to play each other. That was meant to be this weekend. It's been moved now towards the end of April, so that could be a massive game for both sides' season. But who do I think will make it? Well, at the moment, I do think it's going to be Plymouth and Sheffield Wednesday to make the top 2. Unless there's a massive collapse from either one. Trouble is, Ipswich are on a 6-match winning streak and have not conceded a goal in any of them wins. So if anyone's going to push for me, it's going to be Ipswich for me. But I still think Plymouth and Sheffield Wednesday will win automatically. As for the playoffs, obviously currently they are occupied by Ipswich, Barnsley, Derby and Bolton Wanderers. So it's hard to predict who's going to finish in them. At the moment, the closest side to them are Peterborough and Wycombe. I can't see either one really. I can see them pushing, but I can't see either one breaking in. And I think if you look at it, I think the 4 sides that are currently in the playoffs are going to be the 4 sides that end up in the playoffs. Who to win it? Well, looking at the teams, I'd have to put money on Ipswich at the moment, just because they just look unstoppable and they look like they're keeping clean sheets for fun. And local team to me, obviously. So just down the road, I'd like to see them go back to the Championship, but of course there's a long way to go as yet, and they obviously could still win automatic promotion. But for me, I think Ipswich Town are going to go up in the relegation zone. It's looking like it's going to be 4 from 6. Now, obviously, looks like unless there's a miracle at Forest Green, it looks like they are returning back to League 2 after one season in League 1. Came up last season, I think, as the League 2 champions, but have found life very, very hard in League 1. I think they lost a few players and obviously lost their manager, Rob Edwards, who went to Watford in the summer. Now is he at Luton. So I think it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough ask for them to stay up now, considering they can't seem to buy a win. They've had Ian Birchnell as their manager, sacked him, replaced with Duncan Ferguson, who has really not made an impression on the team. I don't know if that's due to the team they've got or the finances there, but it looks like Forest Green, unless there's a miracle recovery and they manage to get themselves out of it, are looking like they're definitely odds on to return to League 2. As are another team local to me, Cambridge United. They look like they're having a bit of second season syndrome in League 1. Last season when Wimbledon was still in League 1, they were one of the better sides. Finished on about 60 to 65 points last season. I think second season syndrome's come around because this season they've looked a complete opposite to what they were last time. Now, a lot of people thought they were going to struggle last season because obviously they lost Paul Mullen, but that wasn't the case. But this season they just look like they've lost all sorts of idea of what to do in front of goal, and that's why I think they are going down with Forest Green. On the other 2 places, I think I don't really worry about Accrington because I do think they have got the players and the manager to get themselves out of trouble, so I still think they will be in League 1 next season. But the team I'm worried for is Oxford United. Now, since beating Ipswich 2-1 in January, they have picked up 2 points from a possible 33, I think. and they've slided into relegation trouble. Sacked Carl Robinson, replaced him with Liam Manning. Obviously got a draw at Morecambe at the weekend, but I do fear for them because they're really low on confidence, and I think they could slide into League Two. Obviously, for me, I'm hoping the other team go down as Milton Keynes, but I'm not trying to say too much about that because I think they might get out of it. But I hope I'm wrong. I do hope Milton Keynes go down. So that's my 4 to go down. My 4 down to go: Forest Green, Cambridge, Oxford, and Milton Keynes. I do think Accrington will stay up. I do think Morecambe will get out of it too. On to League Two. And now we're on to League Two. So we're looking at, obviously, 3 automatic teams go up from this. And for like most of the season, it does look like Leyton Orient are going to win League Two. They had a bit of a blip back in January where Stevenage caught them up, but then they managed to regain the advantage. Obviously, I know they lost a 2-goal lead to Colchester on Saturday, but I still think they'll win the league quite comfortably this season. As for the other 2 automatic promotion places, Stevenage, I do think will go up, and I do think it's going to be between Carlisle and Northampton. I'm not sure which one yet because both sides have looked pretty decent this season. But if I had to pick one, I would pick Carlisle, purely because I think they're a bit more consistent and very good defensively wise. So they're my 3 to go up automatically. Here's my playoff picks. So my playoff picks are obviously Northampton will finish, I think, 4th. I think that's quite obvious. And at one stage it looked like it was going to be a massive race for playoffs for a lot of teams, but quite a few, including my team, Wimbledon, have dropped off. I think it's between Bradford, Stockport, Salford, Mansfield and Sutton for the last 3 playoff places. Who do I think will get them? I do think Bradford and Stockport are definitely odds on to get these places because they've both had a massive turn of form in the new year. I do think both can sustain their consistency. I know Mansfield, and obviously I think for Mansfield, I think they're playing tonight, but I do think they've lost a lot of players to injuries this season. No, they beat my team as well, but they've lost a lot of players to injuries, and I think that might derail their chances of the playoffs. But I hope not, because they look like one of the better sides I've seen this season, but who knows. So I think they will miss out. I think Salford will get 7th, possibly the playoffs, although Sutton are a dark horse. I do think, as much as I don't like Sutton as a football team, because local rivals with Wimbledon, I do think they have a good chance of getting there on to the relegation battle. The relegation battle in League Two is quite simple actually. It's between 2 teams of 3. I think personally it's going to be Rochdale down. I said that at the start of the season. You could probably still find my EFL predictions on League Two predictions on the channel because I did it when I was still a Wimbledon fan. I said that Rochdale would go down at the start of the season because I thought the team looked quite poor. I thought there was not much investment there. I don't know, still off-field issues there. I knew there was off-field issues when they were still in League One a couple of seasons ago during COVID with their owner or something. I think there's been a lot of ongoing issues with the ground and stuff. And I think they want to try and go fan-owned. But yeah, I think Rochdale are down. I know Wimbledon still got to play them. But I think they're down, and I also think Hartlepool are going to join them in the National League next season. I did say at the start of the season, when we played them up at the start, I think on the first away game of the season, I was speaking to a Hartlepool fan who said they were going to struggle this season, and they actually outplayed us in that game. And they did get a 2-2 draw against us at Plough Lane in February, but we gave them that because we were pretty poor. But I just don't think they've got the lack of the squad depth to get out of this. So I do think it's going to be Rochdale and Hartlepool to head back to the National League. But Crawley, Colchester, Harrogate are still not safe yet. So either one of them 3 could drop in instead. But I believe it is them 2. Because Rochdale are about 6 or 7 points from safety. Hartlepool only about 1 or 2, but I still think, yeah. So there you are, guys. That's my League One and League Two sort of roundup. Sorry, it's short and sweet. I know you don't want to talk about it, but I will be might be doing a preview for the weekend games. I know it's not much because of the international break, but I hope you guys enjoyed these reviews on each league. Who knows? These might become more proper videos. Who knows? Thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.